Howdy y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm not Jared Boosters, but I watch your channel a lot. I just noticed something. Okay, I'm gonna make a video on it. I don't know how many signs I'll find in this little short video, but here's the first one. Realtors. We got Legions Realty. Okay, so you see a sign, a real estate company. I mean, maybe they're not even that new, I don't know, but Legions, Legion is many. It's the demon, we are many, we are Legion, right? Okay, so a real estate company has an odd name, Legions. That's odd. Let me turn around here and continue down the road I was on. Now, I don't know if the other company's signs are going to be on this road or not. I mean, maybe, so I'm just going to leave it going for a minute while I talk. But the other day, I noticed, here, it's the Fullerton Informer. The other day, I noticed, coming to you from gray and overcast Vancouver, Washington, I noticed a sign for a real estate company, and it said Reset on it, and I was like, oh great. I was like, what? So the great reset is affecting the names of businesses now. We got Reset Realty, and I thought, that's an odd name, Reset, and with all the crap going on right now. And then yesterday I noticed another one, a real estate company, different one. Its name was GODMAN, like God-man. And I'm like, so we got Reset, we got GODMAN, and now I just saw Legions, which I've seen before, but it didn't come to mind until I saw it again. Legions, GODMAN, Reset. Those are three different real estate companies. I wonder how many more real estate companies have these odd and suggestive sounding names. So I'm going to keep my eye open for, I said fast bath, I don't know what that was, but I'm going to keep my eye open for some of these real estate signs, because there's a weird thread connection going on with real estate and the businesses and realtors who advertise and market it for people. I mean, GODMAN, Legions, Reset. It sounds awfully subliminal to me. I mean, if that's not some sort of subliminal messaging through the names of businesses, I mean, I don't know what is. So maybe be some more signs around here. I'm on my way to go work on a tractor at my friend's house, and he said give him a little time because he was walking to the store. So I'm going to do some sign hunting. Of course, I see one coming up. Is it occult and suggestive? Let's find out. What do we got there? Well, that was not. Alright, moving right along. I guess people in this neighborhood aren't selling their houses. This is a medium old neighborhood for Vancouver. These houses were probably built in the 70s and early 80s mostly. Ya la 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 la, filling in the gap with noise. I've got nothing really to talk about. I'm just looking for some signs. So here's some noise for you to listen to. There, isn't that better? Come on, give me some real estate signs. I'm gonna have to remake this video, apparently, because the universe is not cooperating with my conspiracy theory right now. Damn it, universe, this is unacceptable. I need some cooperation. CNC, not the music factory. Well, craptastic. GODMAN Realty. GODMAN, all in capital letters. Resette, except the Resette was RESETTE. Resette Realty. GODMAN Realty. Legions Realty. I predict the next different real estate company sign that I see is going to say Lucifer Realty. Call us up for one devil of a deal. I don't know. It'd be something like that. I mean, something retarded. I mean, where do they get their names from? Who decides what to name their real estate company? The owner of the real estate company, or is there just some general theme of approved names, and you have to pick from this list of approved names if you want to be a realtor? I mean, what the hell's going on with that? Insurance companies is another one I need to do on, because the insurance companies are bullshit. Farmers. What do they farm? Oh, they farm money. They grow it in crops of people. Come the fuck on. Farmers? State Farm? That's where they send crazy people. Okay, that real estate was Fuller Group. That is not for individual home. That's kind of business related. Fuller Group. Well, we can't get into a Fuller Group. We need an emptier group. Alright. Anyway. Oh. Man, I've got some really good stories to tell and things, but I mean, they're things I haven't, put in my videos because they're just too personal. And involve other people, and you know what? I'm not above, spilling the beans on some shit just to, give motherfuckers the middle finger. But it's something I haven't done. I haven't used my channel to, vent my personal issues with people and the shitty fucking things they do just to, feel powerful or something. Lying fucking sacks of shit. But anyway. But I might, I just may one of these days. Hey, look, the firemen came out. We're protecting you. Yes, on this nice, overcast, rainy morning. We're on our way to the fire station in our fire truck. We're doing important fireman stuff. Earning our $100,000 a year. We're on our way back to the station now from a house that we intentionally burned down for practice. Oh! But we don't tell anybody, so you think we're going to a real fire. Isn't that great? That's super cool. We make lots of money and do virtually nothing. We're firemen. This here is a super tweaker place. All the best dope shooters go there. It's all blocked off by the septic truck. Why was it blocked by two septic trucks? That's fucking weird. I'm gonna do a Yui here and investigate. Not that I'm, trying to expose anybody of anything. I'm just telling you, this is my personal story with my personal things I've experienced. My rotten piece of shit ex, narcissistic whore. This is one of her hangouts that I discovered once I kind of realized just how much of a fucking demon she is. The psycho fuck. So, see all the gating around that and shit? Hey, fuck you, bitch! Fuck those faggot motherfuckers. People who use needles are pieces of shit. They really are. I mean, there are people that I've known who use needles who are decent. But they were decent to me. That doesn't necessarily mean they're good. There was some dude at the gate standing there looking out, because they shoot up, so they got someone on guard all the time watching out for the little vampires while they sleep or whatever they do. I'm assuming they gotta sleep once in a while because there's no real dope anymore, so people can't really stay up for a long time on the dope that's around unless they shoot up, which is kind of part of the plan. You see, there is absolutely no possibility that the drugs that are on the street now, the supposed meth and heroin and those things, heroin doesn't keep you up though. But there's probably no heroin anymore either, just like there's no meth anymore. There's a fake version of meth, and right when the government and the police forces Oh, another fireman. We're out doing stuff. Look at us. We're earning our money. Right when the government completed shutting down all of the, the cooks that were around, they didn't need to go out and bust them and take the drugs. All they needed to do was quit making it easy to get the supplies to make them, and suddenly nobody is making their meth anymore. There's no more bathtub crank. Sorry, it's all gone. So the problem with that is they've been successful. If their goal was to stop the drugs from being, in your schools and your kids getting their hands on them, if that was the goal of the police and the the government, then done. Mission accomplished. They did it. But the problem with that is, go look around you, go to a homeless camp and talk to some people, or just pay attention and quit being a judgmental fucking prick against your family, and actually use your fucking brain for something other than keeping your ears from rubbing together, and quit believing everything you hear on TV or saw on Breaking Bad, and you will find that there's more dope than ever. There's 1,000 times more dope than there's ever been. Ever. Even in the 90s, during the height of the dope cook fucking stealing wire out of construction sites and all that bullshit fucking that people used to do. There's 1,000 times more dope now than there ever was then. Except here's the kicker. None of it's any good. It's all fake. Literally. Because I've done drugs before, okay? I'll admit that. In the 90s and early aughts, I cooked drugs. And the drugs that we made, us amateurs who don't know what we're doing, making bathtub crank, had the cleanest, purest, least harmful for you, and most potent stuff that you could possibly fucking imagine. It was incredibly fucking potent. And that's why, so many people were so spun the fuck out in the 90s and the early aughts, because there was real drugs and people were making them. But when they basically pulled the Sudafed so that you cannot get large amounts, and they started making the other chemicals that you would use to make it unavailable, what do you know? Suddenly nobody's got any anymore. Well, that leaves millions of people, a market for this drug, and no drug available. So, your average American would go, oh, the Mexican mafia came in and then they started supplying the drugs. That's one plausible scenario. But the problem with that is that there's a dealer on every corner now. They never run out of dope, and they virtually never get busted. Never. In the 90s, if you got pulled over for a light out, the cops were immediately shining their flashlight in your car. You got any drugs on you? You mind if I look in your car? Can I look in your trunk? That's how they acted. Because there was real drugs around. There was real groups that were, really against the government and were doing things, They could fight back because they could stay up for 27 days if they wanted to. They supplanted that drug supply with this fraudulent poison drug supply because they had a giant market waiting. And now the police are glorified dope dealers. I think the police actually, they give each their own little territory and they compete to see who can sell the most dope in their territory while trying to bust people in other cops' territories. I swear to God, that's got to be the fucking scene going on, because the cops are a fraud. They're a fucking joke, and they're not even really out anymore, to tell you the truth. I mean, compared to, when I first, when I was younger and when I got my driver's license and was young, there was a cop on every corner in this town, everywhere you go, all the time. And if you got stopped, they wanted to know where your drugs were. You didn't have to look like you were on drugs or anything. They would that was their number one concern. Where's your drugs? Where's your drugs? And I've got fucking arrested for warrants before, for missing court dates for driving while suspended tickets, in which I went and had to do, 3 months in jail for not having a driver's license or the money to pay the fines associated with that bullshit. And the cop that arrested me was gacked out of his fucking mind, saucer plate fucking pupils. And this was in the 90s. It was like 96. And gacked out fucking cops. Obviously gacked out. Almost crashed the car taking me to the jail. Left my wallet at the fucking station when he took me, or at the city hall, and when he took me over to the jail. And I'm just like, this motherfucker's arresting me. This fucking guy who's supposed to be protecting people, supposed to be, stopping the drug dealers. And it's not one bad cop. There are no fucking good cops. If you become a cop, it's because you're a fucking narcissistic piece of shit and you want to be able to get one over on everybody. And the more proper and respectful and professional you can act, well, the better you're going to do at that being a fake fucking protector job. Because that's what they are. They're fake. Anyway, I digress. There is no real dope anymore. There probably is, in some small circles where really rich people or people that are well connected with chemicals and make their own or whatever in a small little circle. But on the streets in general, there isn't any. There's a pretend meth that's not real. The only way it's potent enough to actually make someone feel high on it is if they shoot it up. The only people that seem like they're spun out are basically the shooters, because the other people that I know who do this and they smoke or they do lines or whatever, they'll do some dope and then, let's go have a meal. Oh, I'm tired. I think I'm going to get early tonight. What the fuck is that? Because real meth, not only are you not eating, for 12 hours after you do something, you can't eat. Your mouth won't salivate enough for you to swallow the fucking food. That's the truth. Everything that we have been led to believe by television, by society, by our governments, by our education, everything down the line is bullshit. But back to the drug thing. I didn't find any real estate signs, particularly, so I'm going to let that one go. But the drug thing, yeah. There's a dealer on every fucking corner in this town. I swear to God, if I just stopped and said, hey, anybody got some dope? Some guy, oh yeah, here, I'll hook you up. Here's some dope, and it's cost, 1/10 of what it used to cost back in the days. And, don't worry, I never run out. So that's what's going on, right? If you never run out, you got one hell of a connection and a whole lot of product. And, the price is super low. Well, that's why the price is low, because there's so much available now, because of the Mexican mafia and blah, 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 blah. No, it's because the cops and the fucking militaries are bringing it in, pushing it on the streets. They want people fucked up. They want people shooting up. Shooting up puts a hole into your electromagnetic bloodstream. And honestly, from what I'm discovering, it looks as if demons, entities, those types of things, they are electromagnetic in nature. And being as such, they can travel through wires. They can travel through frequencies. And they can't get into your bloodstream unless you create a path for them. You create a path by poking a fucking needle into your vein. It doesn't matter what's in the needle, actually, to tell you the truth. Why do you think doctors push needles so much? Push needles, get it? Why is all their symbols occult? Why would doctors, keep secrets about how to heal yourself and how their cancer epidemic is contrived and made to happen? Could that be the same reason that the drugs have been supplanted by fake drugs that are poisoned, and the hardcore junkie addicts that have got to have their fix? I'm not getting high on it anymore. I got to start shooting. And that's what they do, because, people are dumb as a box of rocks, like my piece of shit fucking ex. I guess she wasn't really my ex. She was just a prostitute who pretended to be my ex when she had some downtime. That sucks, and that hurts the heart. Because if you're a real person with emotions and feelings, then that can be problematic for you. And it was for me for quite a while. And it still is if I think about it, but, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm going to work on this tractor right here, this oldie. But there's an agenda going on to keep everybody contained, to keep people unaware of how to properly do anything proper, how to eat properly, how to live properly, how to not be controlled. They don't want that. They want everybody to be completely addicted to something, dependent upon something, and in a little group that's all finger fucking each other in the ass and going, oh, there's Mr. Government, man, we're here, look, we're finger fucking each other and shooting up our dope like we're supposed to, which they're thinking they're not supposed to. I'm a rebel, I'm doing drugs. Oh, no, you're not. You're a dumbass, and you're fucking doing exactly what the program is designed for you to do. But that's an entire. I mean, I could do 10 videos on the things I've just touched on this one. But I got to work on this tractor right now, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, don't believe any fucking thing you hear. It's not that everything that's on the news or everything that's in an official government release of some kind, or that everything is that corporate world puts out is untrue. It's just they mix it together so much that it takes a bunch of common sense, reasoning, logic, and then on top of that, research and, sifting this information for a long time before you can come to any conclusions of your own. And they know that. Most people are not willing to do that. They got too many pressures in life, and they got to deal with this, that, and then the kids and the bills and their mortgage and blah, 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 all those types of things. And so they just don't have the time or energy or desire to even, deal with it, because who wants to spend their time thinking about problematic, troublesome things? And nobody really does. But to not do that is to be absolutely to be fucked over by everything in the system. It is really a system. It's coordinated. The doctors are lying pieces of shit if they have any brains at all. Most doctors are not, though. Most doctors went to school, have a huge amount of debt they need to pay that they're obligated to, and the only way they can keep their job is to do exactly what they're told and say nothing that they're not supposed to say. So even if they discovered that their system was bullshit and that they were harming people, they still owe 200 grand in college, bills. And so they could start trying to tell the truth about what's going on and get fired and then become homeless and not be able to get a job in their profession and still have $200,000 they owe. Or they could just pretend that they believe what they're saying while you get cancer and die and get paid. That's what's going on. And it's like that down the line. The doctors, the military, the police, the drug world, all of it has been taken over by the system, which is really, it's your government. It's a world government. World government that shows on TV one version of reality that 90% of the world seems to believe, where, you work hard, you only live once, you get cancer, you die, there's nothing you can do about it, quit bitching. And then there's 10% of the world that goes, that seems a bit weird. Why would the world be like that? If there was a God, why would he set it up in this way? Well, if there was a God and he was loving and caring, he wouldn't. If you were God and you were going to make a creation of beings to worship you, which is like, oh, I'm going to make all these beings, I'm going to make this beautiful world for them to live in, and then I'm going to give them all diseases so they slowly die and hate their lives. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Does that seem like what God would do? Logically? No, it doesn't. People go, oh, there's no logical reason to even believe there is a God. Oh, how is that? There's patterns repeating in nature everywhere. There's one right there. There's a pattern. It's repeating. It has form. It's not random chaos. It's a tree. And there's more trees like it because they're part of a pattern, and something is holding that pattern in place. You can't just throw sand in the air and have a statue land on the ground of David, It takes thought and consciousness and form to make that pattern. So anyway, there you go. There's got to be creator, since there's creation. That's what that boils down to. And so, it's very easy to see the reason that science is taught the way it is to deceive people into believing the bullshit lie about the governments, about the medical, about the drug world, all of it. It's total bullshit. You know, there are things that happen in life, and there are situations and circumstances that people become involved in or have it pushed upon them. Just that's a fact of life. That's true. But the details of those things are not what we're told. The actual, where the rubber meets the road, the things that you see on TV or you hear about on the news are not really how things work or what's going on. That's just one version of it. That's cherry picked stories and incidences to make you think that that's how the world is. Get the fuck out of my face, bug. But that's not how the world is. All right, anyway, I'm going to find those realtor companies and make a video of all that, because that's just off the hook. GODMAN Resette and legions. Oh my God. Okay, carry on.